Hi everyone, this is Kanika and in this video we'll be discussing about security implications for organizations. So we'll be discussing every point along with an example. So let's begin. Let's first understand what does this term security implications for organization means. So security implications for organization, it means what could be the potential risks and its consequences that an organization may face in terms of its security of its information and assets. So, what are the potential risks and consequences involved? So, let's first understand about data breaches. So, an example of data breaches could be, imagine a hacker breaking into company's computer and stealing all its information. So, this could be an example of data breaches, right? So, what could be the potential risk? Potential risk is that company may face unauthorized access to its sensitive information and its consequences, obviously loss of information and also reputation damage. Financial loss could also be considered in this case, right? So the first security implication that organization may face is data breaches. Now let's understand the second one, which is cyber attacks. So an example of cyber attacks could be, think of a computer viruses that locks up important files and folders and then demands money to unlock them. So this could be an example of cyber attacks. And again, what could be the potential risks involved? Malicious activities, and we have also discussed like DDoS attacks. If you remember, we have discussed about data breaches also in our threats video, and these terms also, malicious attacks and DDoS attacks. So these are kind of threats, right? So risk involved could be malicious attacks and denial of service attacks. And again, consequences, what could be the consequences of these attacks? Financial loss, losses, and data loss, right? Let's discuss next one. So the third one is compliance and legal issues. So compliance and legal issues could be one of the security implications for organizations such as hospitals. Let's take the case of hospitals. What happens? So imagine if a hospital is not keeping its patients' data safe like they're supposed to and then get in trouble with the law. Again, and what could be the risk involved? Risk is that failure to comply with industry regulations and legal requirements. So company is not able to, organization is not able to keep up with the industry regulations and legal requirements. So what could be the consequence of these risks? So these consequences could be, again, reputation damage, and also financial loss. Again, legal actions could be taken. Right? All right. Let's discuss next one. Next one is employee awareness and training. Next is employee awareness and training. So imagine an employee clicking on a link in an email and then letting all the malicious codes and hackers access into the organization. Again, this is the next one. And what could be the risk? Risk is lack of awareness, which may lead to human errors, and its consequence is, again, vulnerability, which we have discussed in our very first video of information security. Vulnerability to security threats, and again data breaches, the first point which we just discussed, right? Okay, next one. So the fifth one is physical security. So imagine someone getting into a room where the company keeps their important computers and taking them. Then this could be an example of physical security, right? So hackers might get into the places they shouldn't and steal things and damage stuff, like damage companies' assets, physical assets. So the risk could be, again, there are insufficient measures to protect physical assets. So the risk is that there are insufficient measures of protection of physical assets to protect, we can say, physical assets. Next, its consequence. Again, consequences: unauthorized access. Unauthorized access. So when there are insufficient measures, its consequence could be unauthorized access, access of data, unauthorized access of data, and damage to the company's assets. I'm writing here damage to property. Okay, next one. So we have discussed 5 till now. Next one is 6th one, which is supply chain security. So what happens in supply chain security is, imagine a company is making X software, say X software, and before sending it to the other company, that company is putting malicious codes, malware, viruses into the software which they have made. So this is supply chain security. Again, the risk is security vulnerabilities and consequences, supply chain attacks. So this is supply chain security. If a company has made X software and has injected some of the malicious codes and then delivered it to some of the other company, that this is supply chain security. The risk is security vulnerabilities. Alright, so next one is mobile and remote access. So mobile and remote access. So this point is similar to the point which we have discussed in our previous video, in which we have discussed security challenges for mobiles and laptops. So to understand this point, mobile and remote access, let's imagine an employee using a public Wi-Fi. So an employee is sitting in a coffee shop and using his work email on a coffee shop's Wi-Fi, and someone else sees important company's information. So this is mobile and remote access. Again, risk. Obviously, there are no security measures for mobiles and remote access. And consequence, hackers may protrude in, so unauthorized access, data breaches, compromised security, compromised networks, we can say, right? Alright, next one. So next 2 points we'll discuss very quickly. So the first is 8th point, which is emerging technologies. So whenever company uses a new type of computer that's not well protected and someone breaks in easily. So whenever company is using new things without proper security. So this is emerging technologies. Companies adapting new technologies but with lack of security. Again, risk is, so using new technologies without proper security. So without security, companies using new technologies, new tech. Then consequence, again, exploitation of data, vulnerabilities, all the basic stuffs that we have discussed in our threats video. And then the next point is insider threats. So to understand this, imagine an employee telling all its company's information to someone outside their organization. Why? Because they want money. So this is insider threats. Again, risk is unintentional activities, malicious, and unintentional actions by employees. So this is risk which an organization may face, and consequence, again, data breaches would happen, sabotage, which we have discussed in threats video also, insider attacks. So these were the risks which an organization may face in terms of its security. So to stay safe, companies need to use better security, and they should teach their employees how to be safe with the help of various training programs. They should follow the rules and regulations, and they should plan well for when the things go wrong, right? So this way companies may protect their information and keep working well, and people will trust them. So I hope you have understood this. Thanks for watching. If you have any kind of doubt, please comment it down below, and or you can reach out to me on my email ID as well. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.